we're out here in western Umatilla County, just south of Hermiston, and we are going to go by the proposed site of a new FedEx distribution center. This would be what they refer to in the business as a line-to-line, less-than-load facility. This is where they receive shipments, big shipments, pallet-sized shipments, from a single destination and then break it down for shipment to multiple destinations in multiple geographic regions. And they have said that this is an important hub operation for them as compared to a spoke operation. It's a hub because it spins out to, as we said, multiple geographic regions for serving the Pacific Northwest and even north up into Canada. And this location is increasingly strategic because of the laws in Washington that don't allow triple trailers. So they break down triples at this location. They receive in Oregon, break them down into doubles, and send them on north into Washington, and ultimately some of them will go to Canada. So here is the Westland Road interchange that is on I-84, and a good portion of the traffic would come from the north and west here onto this interchange and access I-84 and head for points probably both east and west. Property is actually coming up right away, and for the most part, you'll see here in a minute, that right where you're looking at there is a site of a approved Petro Travel Plaza. Obviously hasn't been built, and that is the subject property right there. In the background, you can see those potato sheds. Those are around 45,000 square feet each one. They're connected by the breezeway, so that's about 190 to 100,000 square foot of buildings each one. We'll see another one. Again, the foreground is the subject property. It's about 60 acres, and it is zone DFU, but you've probably noticed there's no real outstanding attributes for agriculture there. There's no water, and the soils are of a surprisingly low NRCS capability class 7, which really kind of surprised me. Again, this property wraps all around. It's right here in this quadrant, wraps around, and that's about it. You'll see the rail lines, so now we're off the property. Up here we're coming up to the Westland Road interchange. I'm on I-82 now. And the property is to our south and east now. This is the second interchange on the second interstate highway corridor that they're proposing to utilize. And we'll hit on Lamb Road. We're entering the local road system. This is Lamb Road, county road. And there's the power generation facilities in the distance. Here in the foreground here, this property is in a light industrial designation, and you see the backs of those potato buildings we talked about earlier. This property is a location of an approved Flying J truck stop or travel plaza, and we're just north of the subject property right now. So as you can see, kind of panning back here, there's a power generation facility. There is Lamb Weston food processors. There's a Volvo truck facility. Got some semis and so on and so forth in there. And this is actually Westland Road. Again, it's a county road, and we're heading right down to the property in front of us. I can see what is being used by FedEx right now as a transition yard or a transfer station. They've got a bunch of trailers dropped off here, and we're crossing the UP line. This is an signalized at-grade railroad crossing right here, and off to my right, to the west, you see the FedEx trucks here at this gravel yard. They use a transfer station. I'm turning on the Westport Lane right now, and you'll see the River Point Farms. That's their onion sheds. See a truck right there. A pretty good sized building right there. To the right-hand side here is a UPS distribution center. That's about a 21,000 square foot building. You see the trucks here, see the trailers, and so this is being kind of presented as evidence that this sort of business, this sort of industry has found this little vicinity as being in their crosshairs for locational desirability. Coming up here are the potato sheds that we saw earlier. There's these two here, there's these over here. Yeah, these are pretty big buildings. They're about 40,000, 45,000 square feet a piece. And they are directly north of the subject property. Here you can see Cottonwood Lane, or whatever it's called here. Westport Lane it is, I think, coming to an end. We're looking straight out over the property to the south there. There's the I-84 interchange, which would be utilized. Over here is I-82. Looking back over here, you might be able to see in the distance there the I-82 Westland interchange. And so that's pretty much the property. These guys are probably going to freak out if I stay here too long. But again, it's a dry 60-acre remnant piece right in the crotch of those two intersections, or the intersection of those two highways, and it's surrounded by agricultural warehousing on a couple sides, and close proximity to an existing UPS facility right here. FedEx is currently using some vacant ground up here for a transition and transfer station, energy production over there, food processing over there. Looking down now to the south, that's the back side of the property that I mentioned is a permitted truck stop. That's the Petro site. Again, here's the onion shed. We're heading back out Westport Lane, and we're going to wrap around back to I-84 here. So we're coming right up on the I-84 interchange here. That's a stable lane. That's a property that's an aerial has what looks like a racetrack on it. It's actually a horse track, not an automobile track. So again, that property is owned by Petro and has been approved for a truck stop. You are to my left, to the east side of the road. There's an Eagle Freightliner truck business, and finally the old I want to say C&B, but I don't think that's what it is. The livestock auction yard there, and here we are back at I-84. I'm going to take this interchange and head on back to the west. So this property, I mean, has pretty good access to both of these interchange facilities, or state facilities rather, through either one of these interchanges. I mean, you can get to I-84 or I-82 very simply by taking either one of them. So you see that it's got some apparent locational advantages for transportation-oriented business. So you can see why they would think so anyway. So there's the property again, and what do you know, there's a truck. Turn our view if I were to get run into by this guy. But there it is again. That pretty much completes our loop. So hopefully that helps out and will aid in our conversation. Thanks.